guys, we're back after that brief intermission. Welcome back, Nina Lane.
Hi. Thank you.
You know, when the spirit tell you you got to go, you just got to go.
I can't.
Don't mind us. Now, because I wanna close this topic out. My final question for you ladies are, even though we know the tools, we know what to, you know, how to raise our kids and how to nurture them and how to love them. If you could tell a parent, or if you had, you know, any kind of advice for them that would kind of, how should I say, help them get through certain situations when their child isn't hearing them. Because you can preach to them, you could show them, you know what I mean? They could go outside and see how bad it is. But when that child just isn't getting it, and I mean really not getting it, what else can you do?
Well, can I answer that?
Okay, go ahead.
Well, let me just state my opinion.
Okay.
As a mother of 4, 2 girls, 2 boys, 15. Well, how old are my kids? I got so
15,
many.
15, 12, 9, 6.
I know, I asked myself,
15. They're all 3 years apart, so I go 6, 9, 12, and 15.
Okay.
The 2 oldest being girls, 2 youngest being boys. I have gone through some trials and tribulations, and as a mother, I question my motherhood. But at the end of the day, as a mother, what we are to do, and as parents, mothers and fathers, what we are to do is never give up on your child. That's number 1. Okay. I don't care what they out there doing. Okay. Love your child through it all. Okay. Never give up on them. And then you gotta stay prayed up, because the enemy knows how to get to a parent. It's by getting through to their kids. These kids act out sometimes for attention. It can be something that we missing. Not knowing what it is that's bothering these kids. It can be something that they dealing with personally. But because they don't feel like they can come to their parents and tell them because we're so strict or we don't want to listen or whatever it may be. You just have to love them through it all. Right. Love them through it all, because what I went through with my child, my 15-year-old, my teenager, in the last year, it was to a point where I was ready to put her in a group home. It got that bad, because now I have 3 other kids that I'm losing focus on because I'm focusing on you. And it had to be me praying, I mean non-stop. I mean, I ain't know I could pray that much. Yes, I mean, I'm a church goer, but I was praying, I mean hard. Because the thing that she was doing, I said, this is not my kid. But because of it all, because of the love, and I didn't give up on her. But in a month's time, me changing the schools, I mean, I took her to because she was born a premature baby, 2 pounds at birth. So I said, maybe it's a chemical imbalance somewhere. I'm trying to make up all kinds of things to see if something's really wrong with her. So as a parent, you go, you take them to tests, you get them tested, make sure you get minus out this. Okay, it's not this, it's not this. Okay, this child is doing it because she wants to. So what as a parent, we sit there and say, what else can I do? I've done everything I can do. Then I sat there and I thought about it. I gotta love her anyway. That's mine. Ain't nobody gonna love her like I do. And as I continue to tell her every day, I changed the schools. And I mean, that was the best decision I ever made, changing her school. She did a whole 360. I mean, my child was cutting school, cutting class. She was going to school. She was going to class. Okay. The teachers didn't even know who she was. All her report card said was Z's. And I'm like, what is a Z? They said never showed up. She wasn't going to school. She was stealing. She was doing all kinds of things. And I'm like, I give my kids everything. If me and my husband wear nothing but Jordans and Air Maxes on our feet, and I give them, I mean, I'm going to put my kids on the same thing. So it's not like you were neglected. You didn't have the finer things in life. You got a big family. And then they got nothing but positive role models in that family. All my cousins, all my aunt, everybody got college degrees. You around a bunch, you in the church, you on a praise dance team. So it's like, you sitting there thinking like, well, what is we doing wrong? You got nothing but positive role models in front of you. What are we doing wrong? But that child is dealing with something because of society and what she's learning and seeing from other outside people.
I agree with Zenobia. Like, the number one thing is to love your kid and not give up on them. Also, communicate with your kid, because, like she said, you know, we all been teenagers. We all go through things, the puberty, you know. So it's like at the end of the day, you have to be there. Don't give up on them. Like Zenobia said, try to change schools. If you could do that, if that's the issue with kids, because being in a certain school and you always around kids that's not focused and doing other things, they get distracted as kids. You know, so
I agree.
Everything Zenobia is saying, I totally agree.
Nina?
I'm listening. I mean, I am. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good to hear the opinion of other people. You know, I don't really know how my son would be as a teenager, but I am trying to correct him at the age that he's at now, 6 years old, because, you know, I do see things in him that can be groomed better. There's things that he needs to be molded and he needs to be shaped a certain way. But kids have their way to rebel. Kids have their way to be disobedient. Kids have their way to be clever at disobedient, you know. And a lot of kids, when you tell them not to do it, they want to do it even more. So it's like, how can you become oppositional, obedient, and pleasing at the same time to your parents? So a lot of times I think for parents, we have to remember our childhood and say, well, you know, kids, when they look at us, they see mommy, they see daddy, they see uncle, they see auntie.
They don't think we were ever kids.
They don't think we were ever kids.
Right.
So we have to learn how to tap into that inner imagination of ourselves being a kid so that we're able to relate to them in a relatable state. Because, like I said before, times are different. Times have changed. And these kids are forced to do adult and young adult-like things at young ages.
And it's also to the parents to be more involved with your kid. Like, I feel like even when your kid gets to that teenage stage, like, you can still do things with your kid. Like, my son does things one-on-one with his father all the time. You know, you got to put in that time. It's like, not just trying to throw your kid to the side so you can do whatever it is the fuck that you want to do. And there's a lot of parents, a lot of female mothers at that, put their kids last and put their man and other people first.
Yes.
I don't respect that. I feel like at the end of the day, I wouldn't care if it's Divine's father or his stepfather, whoever the case may be. My kid come first. I don't care if I had a baby by you or not. My kid still come first.
Absolutely.
And you have to be involved. And I feel like a lot of parents are not involved with their kids. They're not on top of their kids and what their kids is doing. You give your kids phones, but you don't monitor what the kids is doing on the phone.
Or put parental control.
Right. You don't monitor the Google, the social media pages. You don't monitor it. You just give it to them and let them be like free. Like, they free in this world. And I feel like when you are a child, you're supposed to be monitored at all times.
First of
All
all,
up in your business.
A child don't have rights
To privacy.
to privacy. You're not grown.
Yeah.
So anything that you do while you're in the household up under your mother and your father, there's no privacy. When you get out on your own, then you can have all the privacy in the world. My thing to single mothers, to women who have a job and that works outside the home, and you know they're not as much involved with their kids as they should be, because not all parents, you know, are just neglecting their kids.
Yeah, sometimes work takes precedence.
Right, of course.
You know, these
to these parents,
bills.
what I would say is,
Gotta get paid.
you still have to find, you know what your child likes. You know what your child enjoys. Take, if it's a day out of the month, give that time to that child. I know us women are tired because we're working. It's not back in the old days where the man works and the woman stays at home. No. Women are working, we're just as equal as a man. We're bringing just as much to the table as a man,
Well,
if
I
not
wouldn't
more.
mind going back.
If not
to that.
more. But you have to still take time out for your child.
I was not
Find
being
out
at home
something
making
that they're
cookies and
positive,
everything.
that they like. And like,
You don't
okay,
pay them
if you know
bills.
your child like dancing,
But see, with that case, I understand what you're saying with that, Zenobia, too, because I'm a working parent. But not all parents are work parents. Now, for instance, when I
I
go
was talking to the working parents.
okay. Now, for instance,
We
when
ain't
I
talking
go
about the deadbeat parents.
okay, now so when for
throw their
instance,
kids away.
for instance,
I'm like,
when I
yeah,
go to
take
child
the tablet, do your
teacher
work.
parent teacher conference, right?
Charlie, your
It's
parents
only 5 parents.
exactly.
Why
Don't even
is
take
that?
time out.
I
You
can
got
never
afternoon
understand. Like, where's
session
the support
and
with your
evening
kid?
session.
Yeah.
You
Because my
mean to
thing
tell me you ain't
is, as
home
a
before
parent,
8
if you
o'clock?
don't care about what your kid is doing in school,
Exactly.
why the fuck would your kid care? Your kid
About being
care
in
about
school.
being in school and doing what they need to do if they're not getting that support.
See me, I'm the type of mother, I do pop-ups.
Me too.
I work from home. I'm my own boss.
Yes.
I have my own company.
Yes.
So I'm home. I do pop-ups at school. If I feel, we are mothers. We have that instinct. If I feel something ain't right, I'm just gonna go up to the school just to be going up to the school. And this is how I found. I didn't find out my daughter was cutting through the school. They didn't call me and tell me anything.
They don't call.
I walked up to the school and they're like, well, which class is she supposed to be in? Well, she's supposed to be in this class. And they called. They was like, oh, she's not there. I said, well, call on the loudspeaker and tell her that her mama's here.
So y'all don't use the pupil pad?
I use pupil pad.
Okay, because
I got class dojo and pupil
Pupil
pad.
pad.
For like
For the high school
kids. They
I don't know
monitor
anything
their
about that.
grades. They going to class.
Yes.
Ever
and stuff
since
like that.
I changed my daughter's school, they text me and she's late. They said her whole name. Her whole full name. I mean, first Leanne Rose, the middle name, and the last name. Said was late for class today.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, she was absent today.
Yeah.
So there is no way in this new school that she's in, because the old school, they knew that.
Yeah.
But this new school that she's in, you can't tell me that you were in class because the people text my phone. They didn't text just me. They text everybody on that blue card.
Yeah.
They text your daddy, they text your grandmama, and your aunt. So if one of us didn't get the message, somebody got that message.
Yes,
And
the
this is
fact.
what I love about her school, because they telling us, this is what I like about the schools that do care about these kids not being in class. You know what I mean? They letting us know, listen, I shouldn't have to wait till I go to open schoolhouse to find out my child is flunking. Because if you tell me that my child is not doing great, let me know so I can go and start preparing, bringing in tutors or whatever I need.
Because you know they
to
come
make sure
home
my
every day
child-
because about they ain't got no homework.
Because you know right now
They hit you with that. I ain't get no homework
but
today.
you know,
We
I
had
did
a
my-
substitute.
But you know what I
did my homework
I go
in
onto
school.
Pupil Pad. I go onto Pupil Pad and I go onto another website I go on to see if he got homework, and I be like, you don't got
Oh, they
homework?
got all assignments.
So it has all the assignments
It
on
says
it.
assignments.
So
And
I have my
everything.
son's teacher's cell phone number.
I know that's
So if he
right.
I got
comes
that
home,
too.
like, mommy, we had a substitute. Miss, you know, my teacher was in a workshop all day, but she didn't give us no homework. Oh,
see,
she
my
did.
son is embarrassed right
Are
now.
you sure?
Because I got him.
And I always tell him, are you sure? Because I have the phone in my hand while I'm asking him, are you sure?
Go ahead, Real.
Because I let him know she's
Because
on
I got my
speed
son
dial.
on a progress report every day. So
Oh,
every
yeah.
class he got to go to, he
Gotta
has to
sign
sign
that.
and they do their comment. And I tell him, since you want to act like you in junior high school and elementary school, I'm going to treat you like that, and all the kids is going to laugh at you because now you the only one that's running around with every class and having that paper signed. Because
But see, this is what we have to do.
Gotta do.
This is what
That's
we have
good.
to do.
That's
This is what we have to do.
good.
My kids been on progress
So that's what I
reports
got.
even when first school started. I don't care. I
I
just
like
need to
that
know.
idea.
I just
So
need to
what
know.
you do is you created your own personal
What I
note.
did was me and his
No,
father.
they
Me and
have
his
the
father
paper.
went to the school. We met
Okay.
up with the teachers and the guidance counselor and the principal.
Okay.
And they told us that he hasn't been going to classes and he acts up. So I said to them, well, can y'all give us like a progress report every day where he could take to each class? And then they said that was an excellent idea. We sure
They have
can
to
make
sign
something
off on
up.
it.
So he has to sign up. Each
Each
teacher
teacher.
has to sign that paper.
I
and he
like
has to
that.
bring it home, and I have to sign it, and he has to return it to school every day.
You
I
get that?
like
even,
that.
I had it from when my kids, even in public school, with my son. Let me say this, not to go off topic. Sorry about to go off topic, but one thing I think parents fail to realize. When you have children, when you're dealing with more than one, you have different personalities, right? And then you know as a parent, when your child is acting up and showing signs of disorders, as black people, we always quick to say, ain't nothing wrong with my child. That's the problem.
It's in denial.
That's the problem. See, me, I know my kids. Can't nobody tell me nothing about my kids. I know my kids. I birthed these kids. I connected with my kids. When they're sick, I know. I feel it. When something is wrong, I know. I feel it. These are my kids. When my son started acting out to a point where I'm like, he's becoming disrespectful to me and his father, there's a problem. Now he's not showing fear. There's a problem. Me as a mother, I don't care about nobody else in theirs. But me, with mine, I took him straight to the doctor. Listen, we need to get him evaluated because something ain't right. Let me hear that ain't nothing wrong with him and that he's just acting out because he want to.
Yeah.
But come to find out, my son had ADHD. So as a parent, I felt proud because I knew I noticed something wasn't right.
You did your job as a
And
mom.
I took him to get the help now before it gets too late.
That's
Now,
right.
the problem with these kids, where you got the kids running to school, shooting up, these parents knew something was wrong with their kids
And didn't
early
get the
on in
help.
age. And because they
Ignored
kept
it.
saying,
Ignored
ain't
it.
nothing wrong with my child, this is the end result.
Yeah.
And this is what I hate about some parents that don't acknowledge that something is wrong.
And that's what me and Renee.
You see it at home.
Everybody talk about their kid is good, 100% straight A's,
And no damn well they
scholarships, but don't tell the other part of it.
But these are the
What else?
rapists that's growing up.
This is what
These
I'm
are the terrorists that's
The
growing
psycho
up.
killers.
Because raising a kid is not easy, and I don't
It's
care.
not.
Nobody can tell you it's easy. It's
That
not.
is a job by
It is.
itself. Okay?
It is.
I got 4. I got 4.
God bless you.
4 different personalities, okay? 2 boys, 2 girls.
It is. And God bless
They
you.
argue every
God bless
day
you tonight.
over
Yeah.
nonsense.
God bless you. Because I got one.
And I still got
I'm going
my
through hell.
I still got my
I got
sanity.
one. And I'm going through
Okay?
hell.
Okay? And y'all know my kids.
I got one, and I'm going through
Yeah, I
hell.
know my
God bless
more.
you. But you know what? You guys still got a few years. Because
Yeah.
it don't start until like high school, junior high school time, like 14, 15.
My problem started when my daughter
I got
hit
6
junior high
brothers.
school.
I'm not worried about it. My
Oh, you
son's
got
good.
6 brothers?
Yes.
I got 6 brothers too.
My son gonna be right with somebody. I got a Marine.
I'm telling you, that shit
I
don't
got
help
a drill
sometimes.
But
sergeant.
as parents, what we need to do more is pay attention to our kids because some are crying out for help.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't
we
know how to
as
say it.
parents have to know our children because we prevent them from becoming rapists, murderers, all kinds of other sick people.
Psychopaths. Yeah.
We are the
Narcissists.
kids. We are the people that prevent them from becoming these people. I'm raising doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs.
Presidents. Come on,
Presidents.
you better claim it.
That's what I'm raising. I ain't raising no damn jailbreak. I ain't going to visit no goddamn body. And I told my husband, you get locked up, you did the crime, you gonna do the time by yourself. I
I
ain't doing
told
it.
my son, because my son got caught with a condom in his pocket. I told my son.
My son gonna be a lawyer.
Because we told him, if you're ready to have sex, come and talk to somebody so they can tell you the right thing. Take you to the doctor, you condom, show you whatever. If you come to me talking about your shit burning, your shit gonna burn.
Let it burn.
And the doctor,
Let
you're
it
not going to see the
burn.
doctor.
Let it burn. You gotta let it burn.
Deep down your
Why you gotta do us shit
I
like
already
that?
told my kids, I ain't raising no babies, ain't no welfare. You gonna go out there and get a job. I don't care if you gotta go clean people's houses. And you gonna have your baby right there in the car seat while you cleaning them houses. 'Cause I ain't taking care of my
with a
baby.
mask on and some goggles.
Told that to my girls. You wanna go out there and have sex? Listen, I don't want you to. Because in my eyes, you're always going to be my babies. And I told my daughter, I had to talk to my daughter. When you feel that you're ready to have sex, listen to me. I'm letting, as
Be
a mother,
18.
I'm telling you, no, because that's not realistic.
It's
It's
not
I
realistic.
told my daughter,
You can say it as
I
much as
said
you
at
want.
least
Yeah.
wait until you're 16 and a half.
She said and a half.
And a half.
And a half.
And a
She
half.
gonna be like,
Why?
I'm 16.
Let
I'm
yourself-
ready to pump
yeah.
it, pump it.
Let yourself mature.
You're on film.
Anytime I gotta make you bathe, you ain't ready for no sex.
Oh.
You don't want boys talking about you. Sometimes you come on me like, I'm just tired.
I just wanna tell
But
him-
your feet
I
stay
just wanna
going.
tell
Take
him-
I'm taking them off. Listen, I got to make you bathe. You ain't ready for no sex, honey.
That's the
Get
truth.
your ass in that goddamn tub. And you talking about you want to have sex? Nuh-uh.
Say that.
I
Nuh-uh.
stink.
Yeah.
You stink.
Get your ass to the show.
Anytime I gotta wash out your panties on hand before we put it in the goddamn laundry, your ass ain't ready for fucking sex.
Sorry.
Okay? Now I'm gonna need your ass to calm down, mature a little bit, and I said 16 and a half. And then you come to me, we gonna put your ass on depot, because I don't trust your ass to pills, and then you can do what you wanna do. But you're gonna be safe.
Yeah.
I just want to tell all of the mothers with the hot little girls, stay away from my son. 'Cause y'all kids is sending my son pictures of them finger popping themselves. I miss you, daddy. And my son is only 14.
Oh.
So for y'all mothers
I
that
wanna
got y'all
tell-
little daughters out
Okay.
there showing y'all,
No.
y'all pocketbooks and stuff, stay away from
No.
my son. Thank you. That's all I want to say.
She had to put
And I want to second that. My baby is sick. Listen. So all you pedophiles. I gotta go for that ass.
Well,
Yes. Okay.
I don't know what you said, but watch
Okay.
out.
Okay, I guess we gonna close out that topic on that note.